If you have watched my last video, you might remember I promised to share something delicious and unique in my next recipe. I also kept aside those beautiful big Malabar spinach leaves just for this dish, and today is the day for preparing this. I have thoroughly washed the leaves and kept aside, and now let's quickly look into the ingredients and see how to prepare this yummy and unique dish. Please do like, follow and subscribe to my channel for all the updates on my upcoming recipe. I have already cleaned the Malabar spinach leaves and just dried them in a wicker basket, and then I have already soaked 1 cup of parboiled rice and half cup of red boiled rice. To this I am adding salt to taste and half cup of coconut, and then I will mix the batter or grind the batter to a smooth paste. Have you ever tried making steam cakes with Malabar spinach, or is this the first time you're hearing about this recipe? Just let me know in comments. Just look at these fresh Malabar spinach leaves. These are as big as the size of my palm. Keep a small bowl of water nearby and dip your spoon in it while spreading the batter. It makes the job much easier and gives a nice even layer. Now spread a thin layer of this batter over each Malabar spinach leaf and fold it. While I make turmeric leaves steam cakes, I spread a thin layer, but here I'll make a slightly thick layer. Even the batter is thicker in consistency because if you spread it in a thick layer, you get a nice bite-sized piece to eat when you dip it in the curry. If you like pundi marwai or kube mutli, I am sure you will love this dish too. In the same way, spread the batter on all the Malabar spinach leaves and fold it this way gently and give a gentle press on the edges so that they don't open up while steaming. Steamer is already hot, so let's arrange the leaves and steam them until perfectly cooked. So once the steam cakes are cooked, shift it on oven baskets for cooling. So it has to be completely cooled before we add into the curry. So until they get cooled, let's prepare the masala. Heat 2 tablespoons of oil, then add 2 medium onions, 5 to 6 crushed garlic cloves and fry for some time. Once they become slightly soft, add 2 cups of grated coconut and 1 tomato. Continue frying. There is no need to make it completely brown, but once it is slightly fried, let me add 2 tablespoons of Rovena's chicken sukka powder. So if you don't have Rovena's chicken sukka powder, you can use the same masala that how you prepare for the chicken curry, or you can use any other chicken sukka masala you have. You can also try using sambar pito that is usually there in any Catholic homes or any kind of sambar masala, but chicken masala goes very well with this combination. Transfer the ground masala to the cooking pot, add enough water for the curry and bring it to a gentle boil. Add salt to taste. Let the curry be of little thin consistency because it will become thick as the steam cakes will absorb all the masala. By now the steam cakes are completely cooled. Cut them into 3 pieces and gently add them into the curry. Let them simmer for a minute. Do not spoon once you add the steam cakes as the leaves may come out from the steam cake. So let them cook gently, and then when you get a nice boil, add the prawns. So prawns cook very fast. So just swirl the pot. That's enough. After cooking for 2 minutes, the curry is ready. For a final finish, prepare a tempering with 2 tablespoons of oil, 5 to 6 crushed garlic cloves and 2 sprigs curry leaves, and our delicious and unique dish is ready to serve. You need to rest this curry at least for 30 minutes before serving. It will absorb all the curry and you get a thick consistency. So just look here. This is the time where you have to serve it. Enjoy this soft, flavorful steam cakes soaked in rich coastal curry paired with juicy prawns. Every bite is a piece of comfort. Thank you so much friends for watching this video. See you soon in my next video. Until we meet next time, I wish you happy cooking.